Smart Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. Good morning. Breaking news. History made. Donald Trump, elected 47th U.S. President. Yes, the election was free, fair, and devoid of rancor. I especially congratulate Donald Trump for a well-run election. The organization was great. The better organization won this election. The reach was to every nook and cranny of the United States. His groundsman did a yeoman's job. And I sincerely and deeply, really saw this and accept it as the real outcome of this election. 4 years of a new administration of the United States under Donald J. Trump. Congratulations for the Democratic Party. It is time you went back to the drawing board and do some analysis and diagnostics so you can come back and win elections. What I saw from the outcome was the Democratic Party was more of an urban political party. I think they did something that alienated them from the rural America and the grassroots America. So you have a moment to to think deeply and reflect about the past 4 years and do what you can to get back into the hearts of the American people. That said, yes, we have to brace what is coming. Donald Trump, from the way he spoke and the way he has always acted, is not a traditional politician. He speaks mostly from his heart. And I guess that's one of the things that won the race for him, especially from his base, those who believe in his rhetoric and his ideology. He made a promise to unite the country, and it will be important to see him doing so, and doing so in a manner that is typical here of America. Hey, Eliza, good morning. How are you? Yes. So where are you joining from? Yes, so I would say a huge congratulations to Americans for once again demonstrating that they can organize an election, run it through in a free and fair manner, and came out. And to Nigeria, my country, yes, I hope you saw what happened. You saw how elections are organized. You saw how people voted. You saw how the outcome of what the people voted was reflected. We have a lot of work to do on organizing elections in Nigeria. Yes. You see, no one man came out to go and announce an outcome that was not reflective of the wishes of the people. Yes, the Nigerian intellectuals, Nigerian elites, Nigerian politicians, I hope you are seeing this. I know there is a jubilation all over Africa because the expectations are high in Africa for Donald Trump. I don't know how he's going to do it, not being a president of Africa. But I tell Donald Trump right now that a lot of Africans, especially from those, the evangelical Africans, are hoping that he will be a huge part of solution. In fact, some see him as the Messiah that will set Africa free from their own perspective. Yes, even if I disagree with them to a great extent. Africans, we have to be those working, yes, for the liberation of Africa. You have to be the catalyst from inside Africa that will help that. I hope Donald Trump will be a departure from the past where Africa is seen as one little continent. And perhaps what prompted him in the past to call Africa a shithole continent. I hope he will change from that rhetoric and see Africa as a continent that is compelling, yes, that the whole world wants and needs. And I'm hoping to see that happen. We are all watching. We are not going to all be quiet. So this is a victory for the people of the United States of sort, yes. And there are quite some areas where I agree with Donald Trump. His stance on the United Nations and his position on NATO. I would love to see how he's going to handle that, and especially the wars in Ukraine and what is taking place in Gaza right now. Yes, this is a testing moment for the United States. Yes, how will the world, look at United States under Donald Trump? So these are going to this is going to be some interesting time in the history of the United States and that of the world. Very historic times. Wow. Yes, he was ousted 4 years ago. Then he staged a comeback. Wow. And then he got it. This is historic. This is incredible. This is inspiring. This is Donald Trump came with a lot of energy. Yes, for his age, what he could do with his energy. What the organization was superb. Yes, and nobody was seen committing any act of violence, buying votes, people cutting away ballot boxes. It was such an incredible moment, and I want to congratulate Kamala Harris for what she did within a very short space of time. She was not originally supposed to be in the ballot. Yes, for the mishap in the Democratic Party, who could not diagnose early in the race, to the need to tell Joe Biden to step aside so that they could have a candidate that could run an election with the all type of energy that is that this election deserves. That accident, that accident, that accident, yes, that accident was costly. And a young woman stepped into the race. Within a few days, she put up all this. This is unbelievable. So she has a bright future. Yes, if she can come back again. Coming as a sub. Yes, coming as a substitute. With less time, she was not primed to run in the race. She put up this stellar performance. Yeah, her future is bright in politics. So I congratulate her. Actually, she is the winner of this race. She came out, as a piece of history that will never be wished away. Ex-fighter from the United States, I say thank you for covering this. The whole world is safer place today because Donald Trump is at the wheel again. All right, ex-fighter, I say congratulations. Now we can unite, regardless of our divisions in the past, based on ideology. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. And I hope we all be great sportsmen and women in this, and then let us unite for the good of this country. There are two areas where, if I have to suggest to Donald Trump, if two areas that I will have to suggest to Donald Trump. is look at the United Nations. The United Nations has been a disaster, in recent times since its formation in 1945. I don't think the United Nations has served the interest of the people of the world. The United Nations served the interest of 5 countries that run its Security Council. So what we are saying here is, if Donald Trump says that he's that fair man that he is banding himself to be, he should go. Number one thing he should do on the international stage is to democratize, to push for the democratization of the United Nations. Yes, it is needed, it is important, because the United Nations is supposed to be an example. Yeah, example to the world about democracy. But we have not seen that yet. Yes, not since it's how many years? 1945 to 2024. We have not seen the United Nations as an engine of democratization in the world. So I would believe that Donald Trump will step in with the star power of the United States and get that done. So we have the broaden the scope, the representation of peoples across the world at the United Nations Security Council. It is urgent, it is compelling, because people are becoming tired of that organization. I'm speaking from the standpoint of coming from a country in Africa. Yes, Africa is the largest bloc. Yes, with 54 countries in the United Nations, but they don't have nobody speaking for them. People speak for Africa from there. Africa does not know what is taking place. Everything about her and decisions about her people and her future are made by people who know absolutely nothing about the story of Africa and the people of Africa. So we are tired of being treated as that weeping continent. We are tired of being disrespected. So I hope Donald Trump should reflect on the type of support he has in Africa. Yes, huge support that he has in Africa to do something that will change inspire a new Africa. We are not asking him to give us money. We don't need money from America. We don't need money from Britain. We don't need money from Germany. We don't need money from Canada. We don't need anything from anybody, because our continent has 45% of the earth's resources. And a continent like that should never be taken for granted. And that is what we expect of Donald Trump going forward, within from now and the 4 years that he's going to be president. Nobody has attempted, to do that. Obama came as a president of the United States. Obama is a son, or was a son of an African born in Africa. We expected so much, from him as a president of the United States, not by giving us anything, by looking at his understanding. We thought that he understood the journey and the story of Africa. I don't know how much he interacted with his father before he died. I'm sure his father would have told him a lot about the pains and the struggles of Africa. Like I tell my own children who were born here, every day we are talking about Africa. So they know it. And I believe that if for any reason they find themselves in a position of authority where they can influence things in Africa positively without even giving them money, and which is what we don't want. We don't want to be that continent of people receiving handouts. We are tired of it. We own the resources that runs the world, but we are treated like puppets. We are tired of it. So we are hoping that Donald Trump, with the boldness that he has demonstrated it, and that he can use his influence as the president of the United States to set in motion something that will turn Africa loose. So Africa will begin to become a prosperous continent, that in a manner that there will be no need for Africans to be scrambling and going out of their continent to look for menial jobs outside. Yes, so thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your comment, Mr. X-Fire. Yeah, yes. Agree, 100 100%. The United Nations should be disbanded in favor of something better. Yes, I say Africa should be governing themselves. Thank you. Thank you. This is what we had always wanted. And you know, those with the imperial intent that want to control Africa forever don't want that. They are only interested in our resources. They are only interested in creating confusion to keep us divided. They are only interested in exploiting us. They are only interested in instigating strifes and wars. So if Donald Trump says that he's going to be the one to turn that around, to stop that, to stop American companies that goes into Africa to create confusion, to create wars, and then help us inspire a new set of leadership. Yeah, he doesn't have to be a puppet. We don't need a puppet. It doesn't have to be a slave master like all those before him. We want equal opportunity. I think the world can get better. Then his promise to end wars is heartwarming, and I want to see that done. And I hope too that Donald Trump will be able to inspire something different that will bring some economic succor right here in the United States. Things are so expensive. You go to the grocery store, you spend $100, you'll be looking for what you bought with $100. This is not what we have been used to in the past. In the past few years before now, you go to the grocery store with $50. You'll be struggling to take your things, especially food items, into your car. But now that is not. It's like everything is evaporating so rapidly. So we don't know what the reason was and what he is going to do to make that change. And then another serious issue where I have personally looked at the United States, this healthcare delivery system in the United States. America is the most powerful country on earth. America is a prosperous country, but America has failed woefully in the area of healthcare delivery. How come that over 45 million Americans cannot afford healthcare and they don't have access to it? What can be done to reduce the cost? What can be done to minimize the cost? What can be done that Americans here from America, standing behind the American flag, that they can once again afford healthcare, the cost of healthcare delivery? I went through something as a parent. Yes, it was hell. It was hell. So what can be done that healthcare will be accessible to all Americans? What can be done? So I hope those who are close to him, who help him craft policies, will take this into account. If America's next door neighbor, Canada, can afford to extend free healthcare, at least affordable healthcare to its citizens, there is absolutely no reason we cannot replicate that here in the United States. Because what has happened over the years for a very long time is that healthcare delivery system is left in the hands of the insurance company to manage, and then they run the whole thing. The costs are so high that the ordinary person cannot afford them. So when you have some serious sickness, diseases, then you are left to die because you don't have money to support yourself through it. Yes. So it's a serious concern, a big concern that America needs to look seriously into. So thank you very much, my listeners from across the world. And I'm beginning to hope that we can pull this through, that Americans can be united for a greater tomorrow, behind their new president. And we hope that he, according to what he said, that he will not fail the people. Promises made will be promises kept. So Donald Trump, as usual, for some of us here, we are going to continue to hold you accountable, for every policy that you craft, everything that you do. And if you do anything that is right, that impacts positively on the people of America, we will give you the credit for the great job. Anything that you do that endangers this country, we are going to say that too. And by extension, any decision that you are going to take, because America is being looked up to by the whole of the world as a leader. So I hope you will be that magnanimous leader, and you'll be able to relate with countries from across the world. I want to see an America that will stop all the wars everywhere, on earth. I want to see America that will end the war in Ukraine. I want to see an America that will end the war in Gaza. And then the Palestinians can live in their own country. The Israelis can live in their own country. Peace all over the world. I guess if Donald Trump's presidency of the United States can inspire something new, then he will go down as a great president. Is Donald Trump ready to be remembered as one of the greatest presidents, if not the greatest presidents of America? Time will tell. And with this, we end this broadcast, and we appreciate all of you who tuned in, and continue to call on you to continue to be part of our broadcast. And what we are trying to do is to build a global movement that is driven by the hunger to unite the whole people of the world, regardless of skin color, regardless of geographical location, regardless of what you speak and what you worship. It doesn't matter. The world can be a peaceful place. The world can be a healthy place. The world can be a place with equal access to opportunity for all. The world has much more than enough than the little things that divide all of us. Let us build one humanity that God made. There's one human race, and that's what it's supposed to be. It is man that creates all the divisions that have become a source of problems and challenges. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Bye for now.